Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Sunday Shooting, our weekly exploration of shoot-em-ups from over the years. Today's game is Cardinal Sins, sometimes known as Judgement Silversword Recycle Edition for reasons that we'll come to in a moment. This was originally released in 2005 by developer MKai. It didn't get a commercial release initially, it was released as freeware because MKai wanted to show some gratitude to people who had supported the previous release of Judgement Silversword, as limited quantities as that came out in. So, it was originally released for the Wonder Witch development kit, the homebrew system that Judgement Silversword had originally been released on. And so that means it's sort of quite difficult to get hold of in its original format. So you have to download it from MKai's website or various other places that mirror it, and then actually get it onto the Wonder Witch hardware in the first place. And the Wonder Witch hardware is not easy to come by, neither is a Wonder Swan colour, to be perfectly honest either. So you can also, of course, emulate it. But then it did subsequently get some commercial releases of sorts as well. In 2011, Ginga Force and Eschatos were released in this Wonder Pack for Xbox 360, which is region free, so that's rather nice. And the Eschatos disc in that pack comes with both Judgement Silversword and Cardinal Sins. And then in 2015, Dejica Games did an official Western release of the game on digital distribution platform Steam for PC. So you can download it as a standalone game or alongside Judgement Silversword and Eschatos if you prefer as well. So the reason it's called Judgement Silversword Recycle Edition in some quarters is because it basically recycles the assets from Judgement Silversword. It takes all of those existing graphics and sound assets and then remixes them into a completely different type of game, a completely different type of shoot 'em up anyway, it's still a shoot 'em up. So instead of progressing through a linear series of levels, you've got a sequence of objective-based levels based around the 7 deadly sins. And we'll see how that works in just a moment. So, let's go play Cardinal Sins. Okay, here we are with Cardinal Sins, or Judgement Silversword Recycled Edition. This is a very interesting game that I like a lot. So we'll go on trial mode. So, the idea of this game is that you work your way through a sequence of trials that are based on the 7 deadly sins. And, yeah, you just have to try and fulfill the instructions. Now, this is the Xbox 360 version I'm playing here, so all of the text is in Japanese. If you do decide to go for the PC version, which Dejica Games put out, they've been good enough to translate all of that text into English for you. So I think I can remember what I'm supposed to do in each stage. So in this first one, you just got to blast everything as much as possible against the time limit. So score as many points as you can in that time limit. And then when that time limit expires, we move on to the next stage. And this time... oh, this time you have to collect as many 1-ups as you possibly can without shooting them. Because if you shoot them, they go, "No!" and make you feel really bad. And then you get a bonus at the end of this stage according to how many 1-ups you successfully managed to grab. And hold on to, of course, because they are also your lives for this stage. If I remember correctly, it's just for this stage, though. But we'll see. And again, we're against the clock here. Okay, so we saved 10 chips, so we get a nice big bonus for that. Yeah, there we go. So our lives go back to 4 for the next stage. This one is about collecting enemy data. And so the way you do that is you see the different attack patterns that the enemies do. You absorb them with your shields. You destroy the enemies. And so basically you need to deliberately let the enemies survive so you can see their various attack patterns as well as destroying them. which is an interesting twist on things. And so all of those numbers that pop up, those are the different patterns that you've seen. And again, in the PC version, all of the text in this is translated to English, so you can actually see what it's referring to. So there we are, we got 2/3. Pride. I don't remember what this one is. Oh, this one is building up as high a multiplier as you can. And so that's just a case of destroying as many enemies in succession as you can. It's like in the main Judgement Silversword game, when you're playing on the higher difficulties, the multiplier gradually declines over time as well. So you need to keep shooting, you need to keep destroying. Up to that maximum of 100, I think, from the look of things. Oh, it's intense. I really like this game just because it's intense in a different way to Eschatos and Judgement Silversword. So it's intense in that you have to pay attention to what the enemy attack patterns are doing and what your objectives are, as well as just trying to survive. I don't remember what the gist is here. I think it might just be surviving. Against increasingly ridiculous odds. Ouch! Shades of Eschatos' last stage here. Those high-speed things being thrown at you. Stuff coming from behind you. Never pleasant. Okay, so you have to survive certain numbers of complete patterns there. Right, this one, you are trying to collect these crystals that appear. And obviously destroying more enemies means more crystals. And this is greed, so you're just trying to get as much as you possibly can. I apologise for keep scratching my nose. I have an incredibly itchy nose today for some reason. And it always comes on the moment I start recording. It just goes, no. You shall itch and you shall like it. These are unpleasant little bastards exploding into bullets. Okay, 189 items. This one, the instruction on the English version, I believe, is simply don't die. And so what you're trying to do here, you're basically trying to survive 2 bosses at once. So the one in the background you may recognise from Judgement Silversword. You can't actually attack that one. You've just got to attack the square thing. The mirror, as it's called. And that will be gradually unleashing all manner of hell at you over the course of the time limit. So again, you don't necessarily have to kill it, but you do have to survive until the end of the time limit. And as you see, doing certain amounts of damage to it advances to the next attack pattern. Oh no, come on, just 3 seconds. Survived! And new high score. Okay, so that's technically where the game ends. If you die in the Wrath stage, then that is where the game ends. But if you survive all of the stages, you get to this bit, where you have to fight the mirror properly. Or fight lots of mirrors. Basically survive as long as you can. So you notice the timer is counting up this time. What does that A do? I don't know, because I missed it. Because I was dead! So there is technically a way to beat this thing and get the true ending, I think. I've never actually managed to do that. I got to this point numerous times before. But actually, surviving beyond this is not something I think I've done before. Or have I? Oh no. Apocalypse! No, this is the final boss. The big mirror. This is the bit I've never done before. For reasons that are probably obvious. Oh my god. Leave me alone. I don't want your bullets. Do like the music for this stage though, and I'm dead. There we go. And there's no continues in Cardinal Sins. You just have to suck it up. But that does at least encourage you not to credit feed and to go for a 1 credit clear. Not that you have an option to do anything else. But there we go. That is Cardinal Sins. That's a really cool, really creative shoot 'em up from the creator of Judgement Silversword that I've got a lot of time for, and I've really enjoyed revisiting that today. So be sure to check it out. As I say, there's several ways you can get hold of that. The original version is freeware, but you do need either a WonderSwan colour emulator or a Wonder Witch homebrew cartridge for the WonderSwan colour to be able to play that. This version that I'm playing here is the Xbox 360 version, which is available as part of the Ginga Force and Eschatos Wonder Pack that came out in 2011. That is a region-free Xbox 360 game, so you can play that anywhere in the world. Or the easiest way to get hold of it, as long as you don't mind having a digital-only copy, is to pick up Dejiga Games' PC port, which is available on Steam. Alright, that just leaves for me to say, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help out the channel by leaving a like or a comment and subscribing. Be sure to check out moegamer.net for new articles on Japanese and Japanese-inspired video games, new and old, every weekday. Every month, Moe Gamer features an in-depth exploration of an individual game or series as its cover game, so be sure to check the archives to see if your favourite has had a deep dive yet. If you'd like to support the site directly, please consider becoming a patron or buy me a coffee. You can find links to do both down in the video description. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.